Ja, hallo und willkommen bei einer neuen Episode aus Roddy on Location. Und ich bin hier am Waves Festival und habe mir die israelische Sängerin und Songwriterin Sabina bei mir. Hallo Sabina, hi.
Sabina. Hallo, wie geht's
Hallo.
dir?
Ja, wunderbar. Ja, meine erste Frage an dich. Ja, wann hast du begonnen, dich mit Songwriting und Musikproduktion zu beschäftigen?
Formell gesagt würde ich sagen ab 2010, aber schon als ziemlich junges Mädchen habe ich immer in meinem Tagebuch Lieder geschrieben. War mir vielleicht noch nicht klar, dass es wirklich Songs sind, aber ich habe immer sehr viel in meinem Tagebuch geschrieben und außerdem war ich immer auf der Bühne, also als Schauspielerin und habe auch Ballettunterricht gehabt. Und das ist natürlich sehr gut, wenn man diesen Hintergrund auch hat als Sängerin. Das hilft, würde ich sagen.
Und 2018 hast du jetzt dein erstes Album herausgebracht. Ja, wie war der Weg dorthin? Wie steinig war er?
I'm gonna talk now in
Yeah,
English
talk in
because
English, yeah.
it would
It's
be
easier.
nice. No, it's perfect in German too, but it's. Could you repeat the question now again? 2018, you said.
Yeah, you released your album last year, and yeah, how was the path to the release of your first album?
I think when I first started in 2010, I wasn't really clear about where this is going to take me. I was just clear about it that I wanted to do it deep in my heart. I was clear about it that I was going into the studio and started actually recording covers, and I had the courage actually to start to sing because it just happened that occasion after my father passed away from cancer. And just before he passed away, we had an amazing. Basically, we sat together in a restaurant in Switzerland, and I knew basically that he was going to die pretty soon, so I really wanted to sing for him. And I asked the guy, there was a keyboard player in the restaurant, and I told him, listen, I want to sing for my dad. And for some reason he agreed to it, which was very strange for me. He never met me, and it was like a very fancy restaurant in Switzerland. And when I sang that song, my father was like standing and applauding, and he was crying. And that was really something that was very touching to me. And I think it gave me kind of a permission to do this more as a profession. Because it really touched him, and he was a very strong person, and he never wanted me to follow my artistic dreams. So when he was standing
Why?
there,
What did he want of his little girl?
his little girl, he just wanted to get me married, and I don't know.
How boring.
He thinks, he thinks like, he was like a German Jewish guy, and his parents passed away in the Holocaust. So I think it was for him just very weird that I am like this more artistic kind of young woman who wants to explore the art, and he was maybe afraid of it. I think he was afraid of it. So And after he died, I really indulged myself into music. I mean, I think I was very connected to my dad emotionally. So something in my heart was missing, and I had to fulfill this big hole. And when I went into the studio and I was recording and singing, it was amazing to me. And then I started each morning, I don't know, I started just writing. I didn't know it's going to be part of the album later on. So that was the pretty much start. And then I also had 1 year later my first child. And I think it was just kind of my life started to change completely for me, like I wanted to be very much a mother, and I wanted to work as a singer-songwriter. And so I really went into that direction, and I connected with other musicians, producer. I traveled to the US, and I actually made part of my album in Los Angeles. So I think it was like a path for me, which I needed to go. It was like a personal journey and a personal fulfillment, and I needed to do it. There was something in my bones that I needed to do it. It's inexplicable, actually. It's a feeling that you need to do it. It's stronger than anything in your mind. So
Yeah, it should be if you try risking everything into an artistic career.
It doesn't make any sense because, on the one hand, I wanted to be a mother, so just to have like a family life. But then my artistic vein and desire was so strong, I had to do this thing. It was like oxygen for me, I felt so alive, and I wanted to share my inner feelings with the world.
And how did you get into contact with your musicians now? You're having a quite nice band here, and
Yes.
and is this your permanent band or?
I actually reconnected a few months ago. But I knew the drummer prior because I actually took drumming classes with him. And then I connected to the producer, and I met the other musicians, the bass player and the guitarist, and it just went really, really good, and I'm very happy, and I am sure we're going to do more shows. I'm confident.
So these musicians are not playing on your album. This is so it's a more a new band for this year now.
Yes,
it's a brand
it's
new
true,
band.
because my album I did partially in Los Angeles with American musicians, and I did it with a producer who actually he's an Israeli guy, Yossi Mizrahi, but he lives nowadays in LA for the last 2 years. So, and yes, it has nothing to do with my album. And basically, we did a special production for. It's a brand new show. So.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're presenting new songs. So this
No,
tonight
it's actually there's one new song that I didn't release yet that we're gonna play tonight officially, which is pretty exciting. But the whole production is very different than it was like a year ago.
And so what are plans now with this band? Are you focusing more on live gigs, or are you focusing more in producing in a studio more in the next months or years?
I think I have a very big appetite, so I think I'm gonna go for both. And we definitely want to explore. We are thinking to explore Germany. I want to record some stuff in German. So I'm very optimistic, actually. Like, I want to do new songs, but I also want to do more shows.
Yeah, about your German roots. Yeah, what are your relations to Middle Europe? You say you wanna.
I always felt very European, even though I live in Israel, which I feel is my home base. But in my heart, I'm European. I love the culture. I love Europe, so I visit very often, and it's part of who I am as a human person, as an artist, and I have many friends overseas. So it's for me the world.
And what are the difference between music scene in Tel Aviv and in Europe or in LA?
Actually, I think there's kind of a change that people are trying more to do songs in English. I think it's still very hard for the Israeli audience to get used on the radio to Israelis who sing in English. They love American music or British pop artists, but it's very hard for them to get an Israeli singer to have English music for some reason. They want them to sing in Hebrew, in their native language. But I think it's changing. It's changing. It's taking some time, and the radio station a bit more open to it. It's very hard to break with English songs into the radio stations. And a lot of very well-known singers, they actually did albums in English, and they weren't as successful because they were in English. So it is still, and I think in Europe it's more common to sing in English.
Yeah, sure. But
So
we have. I think we
that's
have
the
the same
difference.
in Germany and Austria. That some kind of audience likes more Austrian or German bands to sing in German and not in English. And yeah, maybe we've got everything. Every country where not English is not the mother language. Maybe it's the
Yeah.
same. Yeah. More
So
or
I
less.
think that's the difference, and
And living as a musician
in Israel,
in Israel?
I think that basically, I think the opportunities are bigger in Europe, but it depends in which countries. And maybe for me, as having the background being German and also being able to sing in Germany, maybe the market is much bigger for me in Germany than in Israel, and the opportunities. And that's why I believe I do want to do a tour in Germany, and I do want to do more recordings in Germany.
So this will be your next goals, checking, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then which when we'll say, yeah, when have you reached everything you wanted to reach in your musical career?
I don't know why I should even answer that, because I think as long as I can create, why should I stop myself? So I just finished a feature film where I was acting and also singing. So I think I'm just starting to do some new stuff that I wanted to do more, and I'm getting deeper into it. I think you can't be a half artist. You have to be completely committed to it, so that's the way it is, It's tough work, but it pays off.
Okay. So thank you very much for this interview, and good luck in your careers.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Hope
and
to see you very soon.
Yeah. Hope to see you on German stages
Okay.
in the future. Yeah. Okay.
Sounds
bye.
great.